Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Coders Arcade. In today's session, I will be showing you a important topic in Java which is strings in Java. So before starting this video, I would like to request you people to please like and share our videos and also subscribe to our channel Coders Arcade and press the bell icon so that you receive notifications regarding our latest updates and you do not miss out on our future uploads. Thank you. So let's get started. As you can see, this is the IntelliJ IDEA IDE for Java. And here I am showing you the earlier program that I executed. Here you can see this is the string literal which we printed by using this system.out.println. And here we used the name of our channel. Now, instead of doing this, let us do the same with the help of strings. So I will just do one thing. I will just cut this, and here I will take the string class, and just remember this strings are of the reference types in Java. So I will write string, and as soon as I type string, you can see here string is actually a class, and you can see it belongs to the java.lang package, and there is no method to import this because strings are actually inbuilt in the Java development kit. So I will just press enter, and after the space what I will do is I will create a variable, let the name be info and equal to, and as we know we have to declare the reference types with the help of the keyword new. So as soon as I type new, you can see if I give string, and inside this I can give the name of the variable info or the string which I want to save here. So let me paste the earlier thing only, the name of our channel. So this is done and I have to give the semicolon. Now it's okay, but you can see this thing is not highlighted properly and it says new string is redundant. That means we may not declare strings in this way because strings are generally used in Java over and over again, and therefore they have been declared as a very important topic in Java, and therefore they need not be declared like this. We do not have to use the new keyword. So what we can simply do is we can just delete all these things, and simply we can provide the string literal. So this is how you can simply declare the info variable which is belonging to the string class. Now I will show you by providing the output. So info. Now if I run this, you can see that it is also providing me the same output that we had earlier. It is giving me the output Coders Arcade, which is the name of our channel. Now this is another way of declaring string variables in Java. Now, as you know, string are reference types in Java. What I want to show you is, I want to show you certain characteristics or properties or operations that we can do in strings in Java. So for that, let me just do one thing. I will show you how to concatenate two strings into one. So for that, we can use the plus or the concatenation operator, followed by inside the quotes I will give say two stars. Now if I run this, let me show you the output. You can see here I'm getting this Coders Arcade followed by the two asterisks or the stars. So this is how you can concatenate two strings or two string literals. And because strings are actually a class, therefore we can access the members of the string class by using the dot operator. So let me show you what I mean. Now if I type the name of my variable info and use the dot operator, you can see I'm getting all these options. Now you can see that we are getting all these members of the class string which we can use. So there is a very important method which is ends with. So I will use this. And here I can provide a string, say the exclamation marks. And let me just show you something. Instead of printing this info variable here, I will print this operation here. So I will just delete this and I will print it here. So what I am trying to check is whether our info variable ends with two exclamation marks. So let me run this, and you can see the answer that we are getting is false, because our string variable info does not end with two exclamation marks. Rather, it ends with two stars or two asterisks. So let me just copy this and put it here to confirm. And now if I run this again, you can see that it gives me the result true. So this is a very important property or operation with the help of which you can check whether a particular string is present in a string or not. So this is very important in case of passwords and other account related fields. And we have one more, which is the starts with. You can see this is here. So because of this starts with, we can also check whether our variable info starts with some particular data or characters or not. So I have taken asterisk. Let me run this. It will give you the result false because our string doesn't start with asterisk. So as you can see here, it's false. So these are very two important methods, the starts with and the ends with. And now we have one more method, which is the length, which will tell you the length of a given string. So if I run this, you will find that it provides me the length of this given string, coder circuit, and this two stars. Let me run this for you. So you can see the total length of the string is 15. And you can see CODER 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 2, 15. So this is working fine. Now, here I want to tell you one very important concept, which is indexing. Now, always remember the string indexing starts from 0. So the indexing, if I ask of this letter or character C, will be 0. Let us check it. So if I use my info variable and after the dot operator, if I give index of, and there I have to provide the character, say C only. And if I check it by running it, you will see the index will be 0. As you can see here, it's working fine. Now say if I want it for the letter A or the character A, it should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Let me just check. Yeah, it's working fine. You can see this is the index, and always remember the index of the first character is 0. And now we have one more very important method in strings, which is the replace method. Replace has two criteria or two parameters. The first one is the target parameter. So actually we are targeting, let's say, these two stars. So I will just copy this and here I will put it. Okay, and here I will write replace. Then here I have to provide the target. Let the target be the two stars, and then comma, I have to give the new characters. So here what I will do is, you can see it automatically tells me the replacement what I want there. So for the stars, let me give exclamation marks. So instead of the two stars, I want two exclamation marks. So if I run this now, you can see that the earlier string has been replaced, Codex Arcade, and two stars has been replaced by Codex Arcade, then two exclamation marks. But do you think it is affecting our original string? No. Let me show you how. Suppose if I print my original string once again, SOUT tab So if I print info here, and if I show you, if I run this, you can see that is actually the new string Chorus Arcade, and this was our earlier string Chorus Arcade and two stars. So it means that in every method or operation performed on a string, it provides a new string or it gives a new output again and again all the time. And there is no damage done to the base variable or the earlier variable which we created. That means strings are immutable, they cannot be muted. The values inside strings cannot be changed. You can just update them to a new variable. So, as long as we are doing any operations, it is creating a new string. It is not manipulating the value inside the earlier string. So, that is what I am trying to tell here. Now, we have many more methods which I want to show here. So let me just do this. I will delete this, and here we have two lowercase or two uppercase. So two uppercase means all the characters will be converted to uppercase. Let me run this. So here you can see this is the new string Chorus Arcade, all caps, and this was the earlier string Chorus Arcade, camel case, or the first letter of each word is capital. And we also have the two lowercase. Okay, now it's okay. So this is two lowercase. As the name says, it will convert all the characters to lower cases. I will run this. So you can see it has converted it into a new string which are all lower cases, and this was the original string. And I want to show you one last method in strings, which is trim. Trim means actually we can delete unwanted or unavoidable white spaces which sometimes are there in the strings. Suppose a user is providing any information. In case of any name or something, by mistake they will provide some unnecessary or unwanted spaces. In that case, we can trim the spaces by using this trim method. So what we can do is, let me show you. I'm giving deliberately some spaces here in the beginning and also at the back, as you can see here. And after using this trim method, let me show you what actually is happening. I will run this. So you can see this was the converted string where there are no spaces, and this is the original string. We have spaces in the beginning and spaces at the end. So this is the benefit of using the trim method. So these were some very simple and important methods in strings. I hope you have understood about all of them. If you have any doubts, you can ping me in the comment section. I will be happy to clarify all those doubts. And during the duration of this course, you will be learning more about strings because strings is a very important topic in Java. So stay tuned. Thank you and happy learning. See you in the next session.